welcome to another edition of Student of the Game. I'm your boy, Ro, contributor for State of the U and OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys. Big win on the road versus Louisville. We're here to break it down, and let's go. 12-set personnel, and that is the thing. Miami can beat you when they have two tight ends on the field. Let's find them. That's Brevin Jordan flexed out wide in the number 2 in this field side trips, and there's Will Mallory right in there, in line as an H-back. So you have this situation. Louisville came out with a concerted effort. We were going to let you beat us in the passing game, and D'Eriq King did relatively well, massing over 300 yards passing. But count the in-the-box defenders. You have 8 of them, right? There's 5 down linemen, 3 linebackers. So you have a one-on-one coverage situation. It's pretty clear as day at this case. So RPO, you're going to attach a bubble to a dive. D'Eriq King, this is simple reading, my friends. You see the space between right here, Mark Pope and the safety? That's all you need to do and read. Now, we say this week to week. Brevin Jordan was a monster in the passing game, but take a look at his perimeter blocking right here. That's tenacity at its finest, and that's a first down. So 1st and 10 inside the red zone, and this is going to be a beautifully scripted play-action pass to Will Mallory for a touchdown. Now, let's just go ahead and set it up. In this case, Miami early and often is using its tight ends. 12 set once again. Will Mallory is in line, pictured right up here to the boundary side. And you have Brevin Jordan. He is the lead receiver in this stack set out here. Now, you're going to notice Louisville, man 1. You can kind of see with some tempo, this is a nice early tell. You see how they're flexed out? 1, 2, they're directly in line with their defenders. And you have your safety who's rotating to the top of the field. And in this case, there's the play action pass. There's Will Mallory. Initially on this throw, you're probably thinking, oh, D'Eriq was a little inaccurate with the ball. He kind of threw it behind the wide receiver. Au contraire, mon frere. I'm going to show it to you in parts. This was a brilliantly thrown ball. And I want to show you something else. If you've heard me on this channel enough, you've heard me say it's the little things. It's the little things that lead to big plays. Watch Will Mallory here. See how he comes out, basically puts his hand out? He is selling the block. And who took the bait? This guy took the bait. He's got his eyes directly at the mesh point. So even when Miami, and I saw a lot of fans last night say, hey, we run that inside zone maybe a little too much. It gets stopped a little bit too much. You're setting things up. In this case, this linebacker, he took the bait. Now, back to this throw. Right here, if D'Eriq King delivers this ball, and we'll look at it right here at this frame, if he delivers this ball on the inside shoulder, he's innately sensing this could be blocked. This could be maybe picked. So you know what? I really like his ability to put this ball. And you have an athlete in Will Mallory. I know he gets overshadowed at times by Brevin Jordan, but he's able to make an adjustment on that ball. I like the ball placement. That's not a poorly thrown ball. That's keeping balls out of harm's way, and that's what led to the touchdown. First one of the night. There's going to be many. Bang. Miami's a very dangerous 2 tight end set team. You saw it on the last clip. You're seeing it early and often. I think you see the game plan for the University of Miami. But once again, space, the final frontier. And when you can have a playmaking athlete at the tight end position who can monopolize space, he's going to make you look good. You're going to see this right here. D'Eriq King innately is going to be reading this backside defender right here. Louisville's in a 52. They're playing this front side heavy. They're trying to do his own stretch play here out to the side. And wouldn't you know it, look at the space. Good sensibility by D'Eriq King looking at this defender, knowing where his soft spot in his zone is. And this is just way too much space. This is what's happening with the University of Miami Hurricanes and why you're seeing a lot of these big chunk plays because of the space. And there you go. Quick decision to get him the ball. Boom. Make Amon Richards blush. OBB alumni right there, Amon Richards. What a play. Gets down on touchdown's doorstep. 12-set personnel. Let's go. Okay, this one doesn't need a fancy breakdown. It just needs me to be quiet and get out of the way. Okay, for the first time ever, I'm not going to use this phrase for a touchdown, but when you kick it from the Cardinals' head, bang. After Louisville just took its opening drive for a score, one in which it was pretty methodical, dissected the Miami defense, maybe a penalty aided it, some missed tackles at the end. Miami needs an answer, and it finds one. You're going to see right here, pay attention to this safety. He's patrolling center field at the moment, but this orbit motion goes ahead and gets Louisville to check. You see that the cornerback is vacating his side of the field, and in this case, he's running in man coverage with Mike Harley. That safety is now dropping down into the box. That was something that they decided they were going to go ahead and combat that look. That was something we had some orbit motion last week, and this is what Louisville decided to combat it with. Now, I want to go ahead and address something because I see this online. Miami ran for over 5 yards a carry. And they say, well, if you take away, stop taking away big, long runs because that's not doing the service to the offensive line. And let me prove it to you right here. Watch what happens and watch the communication and just look how well DJ Scaife and new transfer in from Houston, Jared Williams, watch how they play this run stunt right here. They both get hands off, and here comes the stunt, right? This is going to go ahead and wrap around. They find it perfectly. Now, that safety that walked up late pre-snap and now needed to be identified because he was in the box, Corey Gaynor does just enough. Here's your double team right over here. This was a defensive tackle in the zero tech. He goes ahead and gets a hand just enough on this safety who's washing out. Now, look at Jared Williams. Look at him seal that defender back inside. That whole exchange, that whole communication, that technique, that led to this lane, right? Now the athleticism kicks in, and Cam Harris, all the superlatives, absolutely. His speed, that's the difference. But he never gets there if the offensive line doesn't do its job. The offensive line deserves bang. On the first play of the second half, Miami found a big play when they used orbit motion to go ahead and motion into a trips field side look. Well, Louisville, in that instance, dropped a safety from a single high look into a cover zero, meaning no safety. So wouldn't you know it, in the second play of the second half, Miami shows the same trips to the field look. And wouldn't you know it, Louisville, cover zero look. They're playing man all up here at the top of the screen to the field. So Louisville, you want to live in the cover zero look? You're going to die in the cover zero look. And you know what? I say high school wide open. I don't even think high school wide open is that high school wide open. So Rooster to the finish line. And we're going to watch this, and we're going to roll it back from a different angle. You know what? I didn't catch this during the game, too, but he does a UL down taunt right there. And you know what? I was there at that Russell Athletic game in Orlando when I saw like the U throat slash like probably 50 times. So I'm fine with it, and we continue. All right, so it's the little things, right? You want to know what goes ahead and sells it? Yes, we've established Louisville, no safety. But pay attention right here. Ja'Kai Clark comes across the formation, and when he's doing that, that is a big run tell, right? You don't typically pass block, but, teams can get creative in doing that. Well, that is exactly what sucks up all these defenders. They took the bait. Cue Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. And that's exactly what it was. High school wide open. There it is. Rooster to the house. Throw it up, son. Bang. I want to go ahead and applaud the pre-snap reading ability of De'Ara King on this clip. Because if you're staring at this defense pre-snap, something doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. It's right up here. The cornerback to the boundary is now shaded on the inside of his receiver with his eyes on the prize. You further add that to the fact that, that safety, he's kind of cheated in that direction. Somebody knew it was coming. And that's what experience at the quarterback position can give you. Because at the snap of the ball, you want to beat a blitz, throw right into a blitz. And that's what goes ahead and extends the chains for a first down. This is going to be a successful play for Louisville. Now, Louisville, they've been running the ball successfully all night. So you're going to be a little prone to some play-action pass variety. And this is a good play. I like the design. In 2 weeks in a row now, inside pretty much the red zone territory and area, teams are employing rolls and throwing across the grain. It worked last week against DJ Ivy for a touchdown in UAB, and it's going to work again for Louisville. So you're going to see right here, the tight end's basically coming out, pretending like he's going into a block variety. Now, at this sense, he's a little too far to be a blocker, so that's when maybe you sense the fact that he's not bumping the glass, he's through the glass, so he's going out to be a pass catcher, and he's going to get behind the defense, and that's exactly what he does here. There's the throwback, and oh my goodness. I set up that whole play just to watch the hit. Okay, Hurricane fans, pop quiz. What did we learn anytime the University of Miami went to a field-side trips look? Safeties? Louisville? We don't need no stinking safeties. And Rhett Lashley screaming on the sideline in a check with me variety. He's checking to a play, and what did he check to? He checked to a touchdown. They didn't line up right. Once again, no safety over the top. Mama, that's a bad man. Bang.